Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
I don't remember who said that, but a dangerous man is a good man. Somebody that's dangerous that chooses not to exercise their ability to be dangerous is a good person. And that's really the kind of person that you want. Those are the kind of people that you want. Our youths were screwed up long before social media.
Yeah. And if social media can change your values, there's something wrong with you.
If this was a male-driven league, the WNBA would have been canceled many moons ago. Y'all remember NFL Europe?
It didn't last long.
It didn't last.
It's not always going to be happy, okay? You're not always going to. It's not supposed to always be happy times. You're going to go through some stuff, okay? You're going to be sad. You're going to be angry. You're going to be going through all these different emotions. Guess what? Deal with it, okay? Don't run from it. Yeah.
I'm up to it.
I'm with it. We going there. I'm up to it.
We live. We live.
That's the show, Dada.
But you know I'm always on go. I don't put on no hope. Hop out the bed. Wake up in the morning like, looking like I'm winning like, Pull up in the whip like, zoom. Suicide doors like, boom. I take one look in their eyes and I'm making them nervous. Walk like a lion and talk like a priest at a sermon. Hey, I don't be giving no handouts, I give them a purpose. I got the crown on my head and it's cause I deserve it. That's king talk, that's king talk. What you know about that king talk? Yeah, walk it like a king, you talk it like a king, you. I got the crown on my head and it's cause I deserve it. Woo! I got the crown on my head and it's cause I deserve it. Woo! That's king talk, that's king talk. What you know about that king talk? Yeah, walk it like a king, you talk it like a king, you. I got the crown on my head and it's cause I deserve it.
Man. It's another time to chill with your Friday night delights.
We
Y'all
made
know
it.
What it is.
We made it.
We made it through the week.
Yes, sir.
Salud.
Salud.
Let's raise a glass. What y'all know about that King Talk? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Assuming we can still call you that.
Okay.
Welcome one more time to the most organic conversation on the internet. Welcome to Up to It, Down to It. We looking to have a good time and thank y'all for coming through with us, man. We love y'all. We love having y'all aboard. Let's have fun. What y'all know about that King Talk?
That's the only way we got to talk to each other, you know?
That's it.
That's right.
Bigging up my brother.
That's right.
That's right.
That's on fire, too.
Oh, man, Q. Oh, no. Oh, no. he went nude say about all this.
We real live.
We live. Oh man, it's all right. It's all good. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it do what it do. What's going on, y'all? Y'all know what it is, man. It's time for us to have some fun. Thanks for having y'all, man. Thanks for having us in your homes, and you know we're gonna this is gonna be funny. Tonight's gonna be fun. I ain't gonna say too much else
for the history books. Definitely.
But when is it
this
ever
will
not
definitely be one.
Yes.
We're gonna need who's on the Don't Cancel Us committee tonight. Shout us out. Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you're on the Don't Cancel committee.
We be on the way. We be on the way.
Yeah. Oh. Well, while he's getting that figured out, we're gonna get to this intro. But here we go. I'm Trey. What's going on? I'm about to drive this ship. We about to go down the road and make some moves. That being said, that guy, not that guy, that guy over on that side. My man Kev. Yo, talk to us, man. What's going on with you? Welcome back, man. It's good to see you as always. What's going on in your world, brother?
Just glad to be in that number one more time. And I took a personal day today, just because we got to take some personal time. But I made sure to make it coincide with something that I wanted to do and needed to do anyway. So Peep the Dad T-shirt. This is actually from my son's school, from when they had Dads and Donuts. But we got an opportunity to be secret reader at his school, so I got my secret reader certificate and was able to pull up on him, and he was surprised because he didn't know that I was coming to his school, even though he lied and told his teacher that he knew I was coming, but asked me what I was doing there. It be your own kids, So on that note, we're gonna take a sip for all the dope dads out there. This Old Faithful, so we got rum and coke going. And I was going, who knows, we may be mixing anyway. So I was going to do the Chateau. We love our good yaks. So was going to break that out and still might. However, pre-production, we ended up taking some shots already. So, the good Ensign Peach, y'all need to call me still. I'm not playing with y'all. So yeah, we drinking on a little bit of everything, but because we take care of ourselves, we got the water too. Ain't it wild, man? This same 40 pack of waters from Walmart used to be $3.30. Now it's up to $5 something. Inflation is killing me. Y'all drink up. Have yourselves a good time.
Yes, sir. That's what it is. And
we're gonna have to drink every time Trey goes muted.
Every time Trey goes muted,
our drinking game is
everybody out there.
This is the wild part. This is the wild part. I went muted because I wanted to make sure I didn't say anything while he was talking. It's all good. It's all good. We live, baby. We live. No, good stuff, man. Somebody get Ensign on the phone so they can and give him Kev's number.
Please.
Stop playing.
Hurry. Quick.
Yeah.
Do it.
Real
Do
talk.
it now.
That said, intro. Do it.
Oh man. Hey.
Do it.
What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy Rich, King Rich in the building. The bros are in the building. Hey man, as always, I hope everybody's doing fine like wine and getting better with time. Actually, I had a couple things going through my head this week. One was about knowing what you want and finding your purpose. The other was really about, and what ties into that is keep working. And I know I feel like I've talked about these things before, right? And then happiness again came back into my mind and was like, I was talking about happiness. You're not always going to be happy, right? And I was thinking about the journey, right? Because that's a part of the journey. So just remember that happiness isn't the destination. It's just this whole thing is a journey getting through it, right? And so then that led me to, right? Well, what are you doing, in this journey, in this process, right? It's the important key while you're in it is growing, right? So never stop growing, always keep learning. And then if you're growing and learning and always learning something new, that helps you to find, what you want, and what you like and what you don't like. And that leads you, to purpose, to finding out those things that, that make you happy. So, set small goals that lead to long-term goals, and just keep doing it, keep growing, keep learning, keep moving. All right. And love each other. And tonight I'm using, I don't know if y'all saw already, the mini red cup is in the building. Let's have some fun. Oh, Trey's muted again. Come on, everybody. Everybody, there you go. Come on.
Shout out to the muted red cup. And shout out to the shot for that one.
It's gonna be a long night. The drinking game is coming together.
That's what happens.
The shots are in here.
It's because we took shots before. That's why. But nah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hey, unfortunately, conspicuous by his absence, Q, he wasn't able to, get on today, but it's all good. Some technical difficulties. We're definitely looking forward to hearing from him. Hopefully, bro, you can jump in the comments and keep the party going, keep the dice rolling over there. But yeah, man, we definitely looking forward to having you back on board, hearing your input for sure. All that being said, we got a full docket tonight, man. Before we get into our stuff, man, what's going on with y'all, man? Like it's only been a week, but I feel like it's been a minute, man. What's up with y'all?
Man, it's only been a week, but a lot has been happening. I mean, it's just been a busy week, for me at work and things of that nature. But man, it's been a busy week in the world, man. Did y'all hear about that earthquake? That earthquake in Turkey and Syria? I'm hearing that the death toll is over 23,000. Like, that's crazy. That's like that is insane. Like that's insane.
23,000? Not 2,300, 23,000?
23,000. I thought of that movie with The Rock, San Andreas. And I was like, God dang, like that's crazy. So prayers to those people over there, man. I couldn't even imagine.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
That's wild.
And then did y'all hear about the one today? The President Biden gave the go ahead to shoot down. It was another smaller flying object that was in the airspace. Y'all hear about that one?
That was
over Alaska. Yeah.
That happened today. I was like, what is going on? So something's going on, man. So keep your eyes open, your ears open.
Keep your head to the sky, apparently.
Apparently, right?
Yeah. Keep your head to the sky. Exactly.
Yeah. What's going on over there with you, Kev?
Man, like I told you, I've just been doing the dad thing, man. So feels good to just hear good things about him, see good things about him. He makes being a dad the easiest job ever. So shout out to my boy K2, who's living his best life right now with his little baby.
He is.
Yeah. So
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Big shout out to K2. Yeah. Big shout out to K2, man. He's always doing this thing. He's always impressive, like in every class. In every class he does, like from when you took him to swimming, and of course in school now, like he's doing this thing, man. So and that's a testament to you and mom, bro.
My man is already.
Yeah, he is.
I might as well get him a model career already. My man is ready for the camera.
Somebody call me too.
He's ready for the camera.
Call me.
They're gonna be the father-son duo.
Yeah, listen, he does have sponsorship though. Shout out to Garner's Garden. It's a black-owned natural care company that's based out of Fort Washington, Maryland. But we work closely with them, so they got him on the baby side of their products. They make baby wash and baby butters and all of that. He's done an excellent job with his eczema and just skin and hair care. And then they have a ton of products for men and women, but literally all natural ingredients. Cruelty-free, vegan, friendly, all of that good stuff. Reasonable prices. I use their oral care, and I've not used toothpaste like ever since. So shout out to Garner's Garden. I got a link in my bio on IG, shameless plug, that you can go through. And literally anything that's purchased through my link puts money in his bank account for later in life, college savings, birthdays, bar mitzvahs, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Keep it going. Keep rolling the dice for my man. No homo. All right.
Let's get it started.
Yep. Hey, with that being said, hold on. Let's go ahead and greet some of these people here. What up, Jay? What up, Jamie? What up, Steve? What up? Your Q was in here. What's good, family? How y'all doing, man?
What up?
Yeah. Big shout out to y'all, man. The early crew, man. Okay, sir. Y'all saw at the top of the show, obviously, we talking about that King talk in the beginning. LeBron James, the new scoring king of the NBA. All right, he's over 38,000 points. More than any player in NBA history. He's probably going to obliterate that record before it's all said and done. So big shout out, first of all, big shout out and congratulations to congratulations to LeBron.
That's right.
Big shout outs there. Big shout outs to him there, man.
Salute to him.
Here's my question for y'all: does this feat make him the greatest of all time?
So I actually think it does. And I've been the type to say that by the end of his career, he would be the GOAT. I'll say I'm not mad at anybody who calls Jordan their GOAT, and I'm not mad at anybody who calls Kareem their GOAT. But for me, I'm going to look at the total athlete. LeBron has literally done everything right since forever, to be in the spotlight the way he was as a teenager, to be dubbed the chosen one, and far exceed anyone's expectations. Like, you even asked, as they asked him about the scoring record, he said, like, that was never even a goal of mine. And if you know his style, he's always been a pass first player, and he's top 5 in assists. And so he's done that. But for him to be the number one scorer, it speaks to longevity. It speaks to his excellence, his work ethic, off the court, his philanthropy, contributions with, causes for Black Americans, the way he's lifted up his hometown that's, known to be impoverished. His school is putting kids, through college, like all the way through college. It's a school that sees them through high school, but then they have scholarships for college. Like, he's literally done everything the right way. He's with the mother of his children. They've been married. You don't hear no scandals. His kids are raised well. They're doing well. We just waiting for Bronny to make his commitment. So, like, it's a model family if I've ever seen one. He's a model man if I've ever seen one. So just that total package is real GOAT talk, real king talk.
Man, LB, what you think, bro?
Come on, man. Come on,
he's
man.
muted. Damn.
Come on, man.
All right, y'all. Where's the glass? You gotta take a shot every time.
We live.
It's gonna be a long night. We live.
Yeah, man. I echo everything Kev said, man. Listen. So I've watched LeBron. Right, I've never been like this diehard fan of his, but I've seen the work that he's put in, and it, to me, he didn't come into it, trying to just, break this record and break that record. No, his goal was to be the greatest, and you can see him challenging himself and to be better. So I congratulate him, man. And what's gonna be awesome is to see him play with his son, and then I think his other son is 2 years behind his oldest, so or 2 years behind the other, right? So I mean, just imagine that. I mean, LeBron's really gonna be the Brady of basketball and probably play until he can't play anymore. But look at from where he started. He was mechanical with it. Like, his career, when he from when he started, he was in the paint a whole lot. But as you saw, like, I think his percentage was like under 30, behind the 3-point line. But as you can see, he preserved himself as he got older. He got smarter. He played smarter, and so he got better from from the 3-point line, from behind the 3-point line, really, with shots and not necessarily giving up his body. So so not only is he playing, so the reason that he's playing so great is that he's being smart and conserving his body to be able to play longer. So he's playing smarter, not harder, and that's just commendable. That's smart, to be able to continue. Like, who knows at this point, who knows when he's going to stop, because I mean, he's still playing at a high level. So I can't wait to see him play with his son and possibly his sons.
Right.
So that's gonna be something to see.
Yeah.
And he's already worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's a business mogul.
Yep.
Yeah. Manpower, money power, basketball power.
Right. Movie power. Because he's in a couple movies, He ain't missing nothing. So I mean, just literally,
that's it.
Done it the right way. And of course, people want to knock him because of his killer instinct or whatever the case may be. Like, He does. He's
Clutch
always
gene.
done right, even though he's statistically the most clutch player in history, but whatever. But like people just want him to be somebody that he's not, which is a problem with people in general in life. They want you to be something you're not
Yeah.
and get mad when you don't do it the way that they want you to do it. And he's literally been himself the entire way. Like, how are we going to knock a man for being who he is and that leading him to success? You know what I'm saying? Nah.
Yeah. Everybody wanted him to be Jordan, not realizing that he's LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And the next group of kids that come up, they're going to try to be like LeBron. They're going to be trying to be like LeBron. Somebody who is the top scorer in NBA history. Again, that record stood for 40 years. 40 years, bro. 40 years. Nobody came close. Karl Malone was number 2. Karl Malone was number 2. If I'm not mistaken, he was some 2,000 or so points behind Kareem, right? So that's no easy task to score 38,000. When it's all said and done, he's probably going to have somewhere between 42 and 45.
I can totally see it.
Yeah, like especially, and he has his discipline, his work ethic would allow him to play until, I know certainly till Bronny gets to the NBA, right? But the younger brother, name escapes me, sorry, but the younger brother, he is what?
Bryce,
there we go. Thank you. He could end up in the NBA with both of his sons. How cool would that be?
And now we really talking GOAT.
He could reasonably do that.
Yeah.
All-time GOAT status, man. Like you really can't take anything away from LeBron. I feel like anybody really trying to throw shade at him is just hating at this point. You know what I'm saying? He's been to 10 NBA finals. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Steve said it before I got to it. Here we go. 10 NBA finals.
There it is.
Appearances, right? Averaging 30 per game in the playoffs. He has a higher playoff win percentage than Michael Jordan, right? It took Mike 7 years to get to his first NBA finals. It took LeBron 4. And we could argue that LeBron had a far worse team than Michael ever did.
And people
what I'm saying? So
the one thing that's not been sitting right with me is people like, what would Jordan have looked like if he had come out of high school? Well, Jordan got cut from his high school team, before he
did.
Before he eventually made it. Whereas LeBron was playing on varsity from his freshman year. And, even you think about it, Jordan played, 3 years of college before he went to the pros. So that means he was playing somewhere between 25 and 40 games in a college season. And they never had back-to-backs. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was a significant offseason.
And they had Hall of Famers.
Because it's a college sport. But if you going straight to the NBA at 18, you're playing 82 games right away. You know what I'm saying? So, like, LeBron
against the best.
Right, against the best. So, like, LeBron been doing that since 18. That's why I'm thoroughly impressed with him. Just like I'm thoroughly impressed with Luka Doncic. Luka been playing as a pro since he was like 12, 13 years old. Like a kid playing against grown men, like cooking. You know what I'm saying? So there's something to be said that you were
Luka's something special.
Yeah, that you were ready to
I agree with that.
at a younger age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just, people gotta find their shit.
Yeah, there weren't so many people that were literally NBA ready out of high school. Like, we got LeBron, Kobe, Kevin Garnett, Luka, obviously. A few others here and there. But that's not a normal thing. Like, you come out of high school 16, 17, 18 years old and you just NBA ready. You know what I mean? Most people got to go through that process. LeBron didn't necessarily have to go through that process, and he's still highest scorer of all time in his number one. Well, his game is not that of a scorer. He's not like that's not his. That's not his motive. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to score. He doesn't have a scorer's mentality. He has more of a point guard mentality, more that of a Magic Johnson. So blend Magic Johnson's talent with Michael Jordan's scoring ability. You got LeBron James.
That's a bad man. That's all I got.
All right, I knew somebody was going to choose violence. Here we go.
And to be fair, Jamie is right. We're comparing apples to oranges, but people do it all the time. And I mean, it's what you said. Like,
Yeah.
LeBron got drafted as a pass first point guard. So, you know, he
Yep.
is of the Oscar Robertson, you know what I'm saying, Magic Johnson ilk, but, you know, he idolized Jordan just as a lot of us did. You know, I want to be like Mike is what you saw coming up. So once they crowned him the chosen one and saw him wearing 23, then they started making the comparisons. They did the same thing with Kobe. So like, it's not, you know, like we get pulled into it because that's the direction that people go. And I think like where some of the like legends before his time miss it is if anybody does something close to what you did, they continue to make your name relevant. You know what I'm saying? If nobody's touching your records, getting close to your records, your name dies because it's not something to be talked about. But every time he passes somebody, you have to think about who that person was that he's passing.
Yep.
And anytime he gets put into conversations with the Jordans of the world, then you get to like remember just how good Jordan was. So like I honestly think there should be a debt of gratitude that there is somebody who comes close enough, even if he's your GOAT, to continue to have that conversation. Otherwise, your name dies.
Yeah. And shout out to Kareem for having the scoring title because that kept his name alive. Because after Jordan, you would have thought by the talk, you would have thought that Michael Jordan was the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. You know what I'm saying? So to your point, you know, shout out to Kareem. You know, again, that the captain had that record stand for 40 years, man. Like that is incredible. That is incredible. So, but yeah, crown that man king. Give that king his crown. Give that king his crown.
And his wife is
no
fine.
homo.
His wife is fine.
His wife is bad. And listen, man, greatness, great people, marry women named Savannah.
I see
That's
what
right.
you did there.
Great people,
You did there.
great people, marry women named Savannah. All right.
Even if they're great and terrible, right?
Even if they're great and terrible, especially if they're great and terrible. All right. Well, look, we off that. Yeah, I certainly think he's the greatest of all time, and more importantly, he's got more to build within his legacy. He's got a couple more years to continue to build on that. So, you know, shout out to LeBron James, man. Congratulations, sir.
Yep. That's it.
All right, man. Well, look, let's get these glasses poured, man, and get ready to get into some fair or foul. Because let me tell you something. There's some stuff that happened in the last week, and I want to get some feedback. So,
What happened, Donnie? What happened?
we about to find out.
Everything.
Take a look at everything. Take a look at this shit right here. This happened this week.
Well, the NFL Network has pulled Hall of Famer Michael Irvin from its Super Bowl broadcasts.
This comes after an alleged incident involving a woman in a hotel lobby Sunday night. Fox 4's Mike Ducey is in with details and the response from Irvin. Mike.
Hey, guys. Michael Irvin denies that he did anything wrong. He says he simply shook a woman's hand in the lobby of the hotel where he was staying in the Phoenix area. Apparently, the woman feels that there was more to it, although we have not yet heard from her. Irvin's been working on many of the NFL Network shows during the lead up to Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. He says he'd been out Sunday night, admittedly drinking with former teammate named Michael Brooks. Then Irvin returned to his hotel. Michael Irvin says he didn't even remember meeting the woman until later when somebody from the network told him that he needed to move to a different hotel because of the alleged incident. Here's part of what Irvin had to say this morning on 105.3 The Fan.
It was a minute meeting somewhere in the lobby. In the lobby, I don't even remember it really because a few drinks to tell you the truth. You know, I had a few drinks to tell you the truth. I don't really remember it, but that's what they said.
Irvin has been with NFL Network since 2009. He also makes regular appearances on ESPN's First Take broadcast, although he will not make a previously scheduled Friday morning appearance there. I'm Mike Ducey, Fox 4 Sports.
What? Michael Irvin was removed from the Super Bowl crew.
What? Let me,
Gentlemen, Fair or foul, man? What y'all think? Yeah. Oh yeah, my bad. My fault.
I gotta call it fair. And I mean, like, even if this, and I'm gonna call it fair for the fact that Michael Irvin messed himself up. Like when stuff like this happen, you just got to keep your mouth closed until like all the details are figured out. And where he went wrong is going on the show and saying, man, I don't even remember what happened. I had a couple drinks that night. Like now you're putting yourself in position to have been guilty. Like, because if you don't remember, you can't even say, nah, that didn't happen. Like you don't remember. So it's already like her word against yours, but now you're saying I don't remember what happened. So like he can't give detail on the event. And so for them to remove him is fair because you, even if nothing happened, you want to err on the side of caution from the business side, which the NFL is a business all day, every day. And, you know, especially with the number of incidents that the NFL players or, you know, players that are relative to the NFL have had with domestic violence and issues with women, you know, physical abuse and things like that. So them erring on the side of caution, I call it fair. And him going on TV and saying he don't remember is foul on his part. So fair for the NFL.
I feel that.
So,
LB, what you think, man?
So I know we're in the age of, you know, perception is everything. And you know, or at least I don't know if all the details have come out yet. I got to look into it. I think I saw that because a couple of things come up in my mind. It's like, you know, were there any witnesses? You know, has you know, did they jump the gun in, you know, taking them off the crew, just to kind of like, you know, hurry up and make a decision to save face or whatever it is. You know, and that is not sitting well with me if they haven't done their due diligence to, like, you know, and I know the Super Bowl is like, it's here, right? It's Sunday, it's here. But at the same time, I'm like, what steps did you take to at least find out? You know, you know, because what I did hear was that Michael Irvin is suing the woman, either the woman, hotel, or whoever. He's suing for 100 million, like for defamation, like that is, you know, it's so, you know, it's terrible that you know, a woman can cry about, you know, whatever it is, and people jump. I mean, they make a decision just right off the bat, just off of a word. But if it was the other way around, are they jumping to the defense of, you know, this man right here? I mean, come on, like, I don't know. It's getting irritating, and you know, I swear to goodness, it better not be another cry wolf. Not to, and because I don't want to downplay the things that, you know, some women actually go through, women and men, that people go through when incidents are actually happening. But it's when people are taking advantage of it and they're now numbing us to what's going on. Because if you're now taking advantage of it, you know, when somebody else cries, that's going to numb me even more. Like, you know, are you just trying to take advantage? You trying to get some money? Like, you know, that's going to continue to numb it. And that right there doesn't sit well with me. But getting back to the fair or foul, I'm going to just say that I think that it's foul if they haven't done their due diligence to, you know, have a legit reason other than, you know, how's it going to make us look? You know, because then how's it going to make you look if you were wrong, if the woman was lying? So I don't know, man. And granted, it's not a whole lot of time, but I'm gonna just go with it's foul at this point because it's so quick. Because he's, you know, it's already here, and I don't know if they've done enough due diligence to even come to that decision.
Yep. Yep, I completely agree. I with you, LB. I think that it's foul. It's foul because there was no due diligence done. Like nothing was done the late, as far as I know, anyway. And if y'all let me know in the comments if you know you heard something more about this than I did. But so far as I know, it was an allegation. This woman alleges that um Michael Irvin did something sexual to her, did something that made her uncomfortable. I don't even know if we know what the full allegation is, right? Like, is it rape? Is it sexual assault? Is it like, what is it?
He held her hand too long. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know the like actual allegation. I know it's not something as like visceral as like rape or sexual assault, but just like I don't know if it's like an accosting in the lobby or like like some just like an inappropriate like interaction.
Here's what I do agree with Kev though is that because I didn't see that part where Michael Irvin opened his mouth and said some foolish things like I had.
Yeah.
I didn't read that part, but hearing that, I'm like, come on, man. You just
you just got to keep your mouth shut and take care of your business.
Well, I mean, it's not even about keeping your mouth shut. It's about really just knowing what you're saying. Like you don't give, the defense.
You don't give them ammo.
You don't give them. I mean, the prosecutor ammo, right?
The prosecution.
You don't give them ammo. I mean,
right.
Your couple of drinks might have been wine. Some people hold their wine, some people don't. Some people hold their liquor, some people don't. Like you.
Yeah,
but I do see, and the other thing is like, he probably meets so many people. And that's probably what he meant. Like, I meet so many people, I'm shaking hands with somebody, I'm high-fiving, Does he remember every single person?
Yeah. I get it. I get it. I just like, it's really his statement that's the part with me. Like you can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, kid.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying, man. And what I will say is that I think it's unfortunate, especially when it comes to men, that we are guilty until proven innocent. And I could have swore it should have been the other way around. Like I just, there's always such a rush to judgment when it comes to things like this, and that does discredit, and devalue when people actually have to go through that. When people are actually in situations where they're actually being raped or they're actually being, assaulted or something like that, it's like you almost, when I hear these allegations, especially from, for a celebrity, my first thought is she's lying. Like straight up, I'm be honest with y'all. My first thought is she's lying. She's lying. She's trying to get a payday. It's not true. Right? You have to prove that to me. And it shouldn't be like that, but it's like that because so many cry wolf over nothing that you almost have to be like, I don't believe it.
But the other thing is, we know that there are women out here teaching other women how to get the bag from
the finesse game.
From these 1%ers.
Yep.
That's real.
Because you ruin their reputation, you ruin their image. Something like that costs them money. Then they pay you some money, so you'll shut the hell up, so they can get their career and their life back on track. And then boom, you got a bag. I think Jamie said that. Where is it? City Girls Up, man.
Girls Up.
I think she said this that the prostitutes were like, walking through the hotels and say, yeah, here we go. Hookers were stalking the hotels, right? So there's a lot of finessers. There's a lot of liars out here. And no one ever suspects the butterfly. No one ever suspects the butterfly. And that's why I say it's foul. That's why I'm in my rush to judgment. I would say, yeah, she's probably lying.
And the hookers ain't the only ones stalking Arizona. The Instagram models are, they done book flights and
Yep. All these IG models, all these OnlyFans models and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not knocking y'all if y'all want to do that, go for it. I don't care. But I'm just saying, like, these are the, they setting cats up. They setting cats up out here, and then telling a version of the story that's not even close to true. I'm gonna stop. We're gonna stop.
What we got next?
It's foul. It's foul. It's foul AF. All right. Moving on, yo. Oh my goodness. Stay on that for a minute.
That's what she said.
So we just had the Grammys. Right? Grammys. We had the Grammy. It was interesting. You said what? Wait, I missed it.
It's literally a lot of that's what she said. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll grow up somewhere.
Come on. Okay. No, damn that, man. We need to let those fly. No homo. We'll explain next week why we keep running with this joke, okay? With this no homo thing. But anyway, some of you already know. Steve, LB, I know you know already, but some of you will find out next week. Anyway,
Steve's on that too.
Let's move on.
No homo?
Oh yeah. Oh no, he's hip. Yeah, he's hip. He's hip.
Should be saying pause. Yes.
Oh. All right, save it. Next week.
All right, the Grammys. A lot of shit happened at the Grammys. Madonna's new face pulled up. She's mad about it. She's blaming misogyny and ageism for, why people were talking about her face looks different. Whatever. We had some good old fashioned Satan worship. Call it what it is. We did. We had some good old fashioned Satan worship. Y'all ain't see the Sam Smith?
Well, I didn't watch the Grammys, so
I didn't watch either.
I saw the pictures and a couple clips from the video, and the comparisons to Nicki Minaj's performance and all that. And yeah, now what I will say is Nicki's performance, because they said it like she got blackballed from that point, but her performance was far gone. Like in comparison, so if we're calling Sam Smith Satan worship, like Nicki Minaj's performance was like sucking Satan's toes. Like
okay,
because it really was. She had a fake priest on there. She like crucified herself. Like it, just so that was far gone.
They've been doing. They keep doing stuff like that. It's just more overt now. Like
doing stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
the whole industry is satanic.
By comparison, her thing was more far gone than Sam Smith's.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, anyway, go ahead, Rich. What you about to say, yo?
I was just gonna say the why though. It's like why do you need to use a priest? Why do you need to? What? Yeah.
Pushing the envelope in the name of art.
In the name of art, right? And you can't. You gotta. Right? It's so blatant. You gotta believe that there's a reason. This is not the main topic. We'll get into it another time. But listen.
Oh, there's a reason.
Oh yeah, there is a reason. There's a reason.
They got to give honor to their God. Yeah, I said it. They got to give honor to their God.
Oh, small G.
Very little G.
Extremely little G.
Tiny.
I'd say no homo, but that whole performance was all homo. Anyway, so this is what it is.
Well, yeah.
It is what it is. Even the chick on there was a dude. Anyway, so
no hetero. All right.
Probably wouldn't get fined for that one. All right. But then also this happened.
Well, the NFL Network has pulled Hall of Famer Michael Irvin from its Super Bowl broadcasts.
This comes after an alleged incident involving a woman in a hotel lobby Sunday night. Fox 4's Mike Ducey is in with details and the response from Irvin. Mike.
Hey, guys. Michael Irvin.
That's not it.
That's not it. That's not it. So this new platform that you see in the corner, it's giving me a headache. Giving me a headache, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
It's okay.
It's all good. All right. In real life, this is what happened. back for real this time. We're gonna do this the right way.
Right.
So yeah, so for those who may not have been able to follow, Chris Brown was defeated by Rob Glasser. And he lashed out, basically said, like, Samuel Jackson level. Who the fuck is this asshole? So, apparently afterwards he did his research and found out that, he's actually that dude. He's totally that dude.
He is literally that dude.
Yeah, he's that guy. And I think this is what, his fourth or fifth Grammy, something like that.
He's definitely been on the block for a while.
Yeah. He ain't new to this. He true to this.
Yeah.
So Chris Brown researched that and then offered up an apology. And let me see if I can read this here. All right. And the apology basically said, I would like to apologize if you took offense to my reaction at the Grammys. You were not the intended target, and I know I came off really rude and mean. After doing my research, I actually think you're amazing. You want me to keep reading? You want me to keep doing the whole thing?
I think he then goes on to say something about how they're apples and oranges or something, and then he tried to switch it to, like, he tried to make it about being black and how none of us get the recognition we deserve. So I'm gonna say this: he didn't apologize for what he said. He apologized for how it made him, Robert, feel.
Yeah,
which is not an apology.
Not an apology.
If you took offense, I apologize. Like,
right. That basically means I meant what I said, but I'm sorry you were offended by it.
He said what he said. He said what he said. He's sorry that it made you feel a certain way.
That's not an apology. And, like, it pisses me off because we see that, like, even beyond this incident, we see that all too often. Like, friendships, relationships, like working relationships. Like, I'm sorry if that upsets you. That's not an apology. Like, you are invalidating the feelings of another person and, like, absolving yourself of actual, like, accountability in the scenario. So we don't get anywhere with that. Don't tell me you're sorry if I'm offended. Like, what I said was offensive, period. And for that, I am sorry. Like, that's a completely different statement. And just like, it's the gaslighting that is going to drive me up a wall. But that's not an apology. So we got to go back to square one, and then, like, to hand a backhanded compliment after that. Oh, now that I've checked you out, I think you're amazing, bro. Like, before you lashed out, you should have looked that name up. Like, let's start here. Nobody, like, they not putting a SoundCloud artist in this category. So if anybody's nominated, it's because they got some stuff with them. Like, this, the Grammys. This ain't, what I'm saying, your neighborhood church awards. Like, so can we at least recognize that somebody whose name is in the 4 or 5 artists that are chosen, that they're up there for a reason? Like, even if you're not familiar with them, because some of these categories, I was like, I've never heard this before, but I'm sure that if the Grammy committee saw it, it at least deserves some recognition for being in the number.
Maturity doesn't have an age.
Yeah. But it's wild because he's been doing so well. Breezy been doing so well. He been staying out the way. He been keeping his mouth closed. He been doing well. And we were starting to, like, side with him because I forget what the award show was where they had him and Sierra was prepping the Michael Jackson tribute, and then they, like, nixed him at the last minute, and that tribute was fire, and he didn't get to do it. So, like, we were rallying behind him only for him to get up again.
It would have been mature of him to go and do his research beforehand. Like, it's one, see, what did he react on Twitter or something, or whatever, wherever he made his post, right? It's like
somewhere public, somewhere public,
right? That's the issue. It's like, stop for a second. Like, research what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You could even if you are mad, you know, you lost. Okay, great. You know what I'm saying? You lost, but do your research first, especially if the man is deserving, you know, of the Grammy. He's deserving of it. So come on, Felicia. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, come on, come on.
Robert Glasper is your favorite musician's musician. Like, that's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. And like a lot of the comments that I saw surrounding this issue was saying if Chris Brown would stop making, you know, like bubblegum music that literally sounds the same, then he would get to, you know, like the place that he's trying to go. And I ain't gonna take nothing away. Breezy is one of the best dancers I've ever seen. He, you know, has got like a ton of talent, you know what I'm saying, even beyond the music. Like he's a great painter, like graffiti artist, like he got talent, you know what I'm saying, like far-reaching talent, but he just bruh gotta like pull it together. And I do think he needs to work with some new producers. He need to call Robert Glasper and get him to do a cut for him.
So
but
maybe he needs to stay away from that Robitussin too.
Yeah, I'm about to say he be sipping on that scissor. That's the problem.
Listen, he gonna give you club hits, but we looking for some like real quality music, and that's what Robert Glasper gave us. And you know, Breezy's got your club hits, he's got your radio hits, he's got your remixes, but it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. Same sound.
Same thing since Run It. Same thing since
Theme
Run
and
It.
variation.
Theme and variation. Theme and variation. It's, again, not to take away from his talent. He's very, very talented. Not all to take away from that.
Absolutely, he's a talented brother.
For sure. Yeah. But he stuck his foot in his mouth on this one. You know what I mean? So, you know,
he's foul. He's foul. He is foul. It's all foul.
Yeah.
All foul. All right, we off that. So we all in agreement. That's foul.
Even the comments are.
Y'all gonna need a shot for this next one.
I thought we were taking shots.
Need a shot for this next one. Whoa! You might need 2 shots for this next one.
Okay, double it is.
Might need 2 shots for the next one. I just
got the double myself.
All right. So those of you who saw the title, you saw the headline is, you know, we're going back into the, you know, how to be a husband, or, you know, the standards or so for being a husband, like, you know, best practices. We're getting into that. So we're going to move a little bit more towards that. But before we do, one of my favorite comedians is Bill Burr. So he's, you know what? Never mind. I ain't gonna say nothing. We're just gonna listen to it. Let's just go to it and see what happens.
Really? Being a mom is the most difficult job on the planet? How many mothers died on ice road truckers last season? Any moms get washed overboard on Deadliest Catch? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but what would you rather have as a job? You want to scoop scallops off the bottom of the ocean? Or do you want to hang in the sunshine with a couple of rugrats? Because you want to have a drink and watch The Price is Right? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is the most difficult job. You ever burp a baby and forget to put that towel up there? There's another shirt you gotta wash. Oh, lift with your knees and put it in that machine that does it for you. Dude, any job you can do in your pajamas is not difficult.
Well, that was interesting. So anyway, so fair or foul? Moms have the hardest job on the planet. My wife says fair.
So, you know, as he was speaking, I can only think about the physicality of it all. You know, is it, you know, harder to be down in you know, septic tank, you know, getting out poop from, you know, 24,000 people that work in a building, you know, or would I rather have baby poop on my shoulder, you know, or the lifting of heavy engines blocks that are like, thousands of pounds that, that are like, football length fields because this engine powers a big old ship or something. Like physicality versus the mental, uh, the mental capacity that it takes, the mental capacity that it takes to, um, you know, deal with, raising a child. You know, I can't sit here and try to compare those two because, if your mental goes, then what good is your physical? I mean, you just a robot at this point. Is it, physically tough compared to like yeah, of course that stuff out there is harder, of course that stuff out there is physically, harder, but mentally, I mean, I it's tough. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to toss this one. Let me go ahead and mix this salad up. No homo. Hold on.
Did you? Oh, we gotta like this is not the competition. Um, like I like again, like Rich said, that's an apples to oranges conversation because what happens outside the house is one thing, what happens inside the house is another thing. We though like the a good dad, a true father, his job is not just outside the house. If that's the route we're going, like dad is working in the house too. Dad is spending time with the kids. Dad is changing diapers and cleaning bottles and washing clothes and like there's partnerships. So I'm like I'm not comparing the jobs because I'm doing both them jobs. That had, but like it just the question itself bugs me because again, both people are like doing the job. Um, yeah, like you're not gonna get that out of me. Like I understand there are some aspects that are exclusive to a mother. Like I can't breastfeed. I ain't got breasts. I don't produce milk. Like so, the like feeding on demand. Like I don't take them elements away, but I also am not missing a step as a father. Like again, took off work today just to go to my son's school and read to him. Like we are like I'm the driver to swim lessons. Like I don't miss no beats. So like my job doesn't end with my 7 to 3, my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a father 24 hours a day, just like a mother is a mother 24. A good mother is a mother 24 hours a day. So I don't like the comparison.
Um, so I'm saying it's fair, but hear me out. Hear me out. Um, I believe that the job is probably one of, if not the most important jobs in the world. It's probably the most important to be a mom, of course, to be a dad, a good dad, to raise a human being. Like Sav and I, we, my wife and I talk about this from time to time. Like you have to teach these children, these babies, how to be people. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a hell of a job. That's a hell of a job. You're teaching them how to be a person, how to talk, how to ask questions, how to, clean, how to cook, how to eat, how you're literally teaching them how to eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to teach them everything. So I would argue it's one of, if not the most important job, that of a parent. Um, and I think Jay said this too. If you're working and taking care of the kids, that compounds it and makes it harder. Um, but you also usually, usually aren't in this by yourself, you know. And so while I think the job is important, very important, vitally important, literally like important for the continuation of civilization. So it's vitally important, but I wouldn't go so far as to say it's the hardest. most important, sure, but I wouldn't go so far as to say it's hardest because there are other jobs, plenty of other jobs that are just as physically demanding and just as mentally taxing, and probably
Open
more
heart surgery.
physically demanding and more mentally taxing. You said what?
Open heart surgery.
Open. Yeah, go ahead, cut somebody open and make sure you don't cut the wrong, cord.
Aorta.
You know what I'm saying? Like in this medical school, that's a lot. Like there's a lot of things that are as hard, as taxing as mentally and physically as being a mom, being a dad, being a parent. I'm talking about moms and so, but yeah, but I think it's a little bit of hyperbole to say it's the hardest job in the world. I wouldn't go that far, but I will say it's probably the most important.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say when we would circle back to me. I was like, "Oh, that's what it is."
Yeah.
I was gonna say that it's definitely the most important job. But I would say that if you're on the front line in a war, especially back in the 1700s, and you gotta stand there and not move and wait till the other person fires on you and hope a bullet doesn't take your head off.
Hope they miss.
Yeah.
And you're standing still. You're not even a mobile target. Like you're just standing still. I hope that nigga shooting, he don't hit me. Right now. Hey.
I fought wars. Yeah.
I've been doing that little chem dance for like
definitely the most important by far, man.
For sure.
By far.
For sure.
And
and teachers are up there too, because I know teachers talk about that. And that's another thing I'll say is that, the job of a teacher is, just as hard and just as taxing, mentally and physically, just because they have to deal with multiple kids, like not just their own. You got to deal with their own kids,
sometimes they are the parent.
We dodging bullets. We are dodging
parent.
bullets. Yeah. We are
actively
literally
dodging bullets,
Oh,
sometimes
man.
from the kids, sometimes from the parents.
taking the bullet, right?
Yeah.
So
Gone
there's
are
a
the
lot of hard
days
jobs out
students
here.
used to bring apples. Now they bring bullets.
Oh! Man.
And
Sad
apple
story,
a
man.
day. We're gonna have to change that whole phrase. The apple a day keeps the bullets away.
Right. That's a damn shame. And it's even starting as
That's a
low as
t-shirt.
first grade, man.
That is a T-shirt.
Put it on the shirt.
Underdog.
There's your one for the night.
Mm.
All right, cool. Yes, is what it is. Shout out to the moms out there. Like straight up. Shout out to the moms, man. Y'all make this shit work. Seriously, straight up. The good ones. Good moms.
Right. And that's all it is, because the good dads make it work too.
Good dads make it work too. In fact, as we talked about last week, if good dads don't make it work, it's going to be a problem for the kids statistically. So, shout out to the working parents out there, functionally working parents. All right, cool. Moving on. Last one, fair or foul. Let's check this one out.
Women have no problem saying, I want a man who makes 6 figures. I want a man who's 6 foot. I want him to have a 6-pack. I want him to have 6 inches. I want him to treat me right. I want him to make me laugh. I want him to take me to dinner. I want him to spend money on me. I want him to pay for my car. I want him to buy me a bag. I want him to talk to me nice. I want him to treat me right. I want him to do this in the bedroom.
You want to marry me?
Yes,
Why?
because you a provider, a protector, you watch out for me, I love you. Why would I not want to marry you?
I appreciate that. And I love you too. So what you're saying to me is, those are the things you want your husband to do.
Yes.
You make daddy a sandwich.
But if a dude says, hey, I'm gonna take care of you, and in return, make daddy a sandwich, oh my God, he wants a sandwich.
Jeremy, if I was a wife, I would be doing more of those things.
So what you're saying is, I have to marry you, make you my wife, in order for you to start doing wife things.
I mean, I'm just a girlfriend.
If me and you out and somebody say something slick to you,
You punch him in the face.
you want me to smack him in his mouth, right?
That's right.
So if I take you on a date and I say, look, baby, we gonna go Dutch.
No.
Exactly. If we walking up to the car and I don't open your car door, what do you say?
open the door.
You better believe it.
Do you see what you just wanted from him? You wanted everything and anything and every part of the lifestyle.
You make daddy a sandwich.
And now you're too good to make daddy a sandwich?
No, you make daddy a sandwich.
Well,
I just finished eating 2 sandwiches before the show.
hello. I was gonna say, my baby makes daddy a sandwich anytime.
And how did daddy get that sandwich? No homo.
I'm all up in that sandwich. I'm eating the hell out of that sandwich all the time.
I love the
No
get
homo.
between the buns.
Yeah, always got to put the meat, massive meat between the buns.
In the middle.
Massive amounts of meat, all in the middle of the buns.
All in the middle. So that the sandwich is complete. If there ain't no meat, the sandwich ain't complete.
Hey, say it again. Put it on a shirt. Say
Hey,
it
that's
again.
a t-shirt right there. Boy, that's a t-shirt. Boy, that's a t-shirt.
Put it on a shirt. If there ain't no meat, then it's incomplete.
Boy, that's a t-shirt. Woo. Gotta have the bun.
Y'all see, listen, we need sponsorship, y'all. Y'all tell y'all friends, all y'all high powered. Y'all know some people that are like high powered friends and stuff. Y'all got friends that are like CEOs places. Y'all need to let them know to holler at us.
We need to copyright this stuff. Or
I know one of y'all know how to print out some shirts. Go ahead and print us something.
Hey, something.
Come
We
on.
need some merch.
Come on, man.
Anyway, all right. So real quick, fair or foul, because we gotta get more. But yeah, fair or foul. What y'all think?
Super fair. Super fair. Like, all right, and of course we'll get to talking like traditional roles or values or whatever the case may be, but like stop playing. And I mean, I really think it's that thing that he said, like, so you're gonna wait to be a wife to do wife things, but in essence, while you're waiting to be a wife, you want me to do husband things. Like that's not equally beneficial. That's not, that sounds one-sided to me. And it's something that we talked about before in a different capacity. I said, like, I'm not going to like withhold parts of me until you get to a point. Like, I'm going to show you exactly who I am from the beginning, because there shouldn't be surprises later on. Like, if you're only going to show the best of yourself, expect for something to fall apart later on, because you've only showed one side of you. Like, see all the aspects. Granted, I'm not saying you gotta be whatever for somebody who never makes you a wife, like, ever, but like, you're gonna withhold stuff and hope that somebody's trusting that they're gonna get it later on. You know what I'm saying? How many times have we been lied to about plenty of other things? Like, oh yeah, as soon as you do this, then I'm gonna do this. Nah, that's why we don't loan people money, because there's no guarantee on your return. So I don't want somebody that tells me I'm gonna wait until you X, Y, and Z before I X, Y, and Z. Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
You just give things up willingly. There's levels to it, right? It's like if you expect this other person to do those things so you could see, what that looks like, and that's what they're supposed to do, then there's levels to it, right? There's other things that you need to be doing as well to show that, you are the type of person, or in this case, the type of woman that he's looking for. So it just can't be this one-sided way. And that's what it just, seems to be like. This is one-sided. This is what first of all, it starts off like, well, I don't really know what I want, but I want, X, Y, Z. I want, 6'7", rich, blah, 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 blah. And then you start spitting off these things, but then it's like, in the beginning, like, what are you showing? What are you showing that, that you can provide? I don't cook. I don't do that. I'm new age, or I don't do this. Yeah. So there has to be, a balance there. There has to be, a give and take. So, you know, it you gotta, again, levels to it. Not saying you gotta give certain things up, but you gotta have that conversation. You definitely have to have that conversation and communicate. You know, what your desires are, your wants, likes, desires, your needs. You got to communicate. You got to communicate that up front. Otherwise, you playing yourself. And we understand that there are liars out there. Weed them out. There's certain questions and certain things that you can say, ask, and do to weed these people out. So do it.
We'll get them out of there, man. Lead the ones for the streets in the streets. This is something that we hear about this kind of thing all the time, right? And we not joke about it, but we talk about it on the show often, that there seems to be a bit of a feeling that we're not allowed to really have nothing. We can't have no preferences, we can't have no wants, we can't have no desires, we can't
get our feet pedicured.
Oh man,
we're gonna get to that. I promise we're gonna get to that. But no, seriously, like it's like we can't do nothing, man. We can't have a physical preference, but women can have a physical preference, right? So society says. I totally have a physical preference, right? Y'all kick rocks, but we can't have a physical preference. We can't have a mental preference. We can't have a size preference. All of those things are toxic masculinity, fouled under that category, right? Meanwhile, there are all these standards. That part. Meanwhile, there's all these, ifs and fifths surrounding men, and women do have a tendency, not all women, obviously, but there are some women out here, especially more modern women, that have a tendency to, go elsewhere if the price is right. So even if you are providing all those things that they say they want, if the price is right, some of them still make moves. Some of them still, So I think it's awful. I think that's a terrible idea that some women have, placed upon each other. Those standards that they've placed on each other. There's a woman, her name escapes me, but she was talking about how we as Black people, Black women particularly, they spoke to a room full of Black women, have adopted, what white people have told us the standard should be in a husband. And we've abandoned what our initial standard of a husband or a boyfriend or a man should be. So...
Yeah, and to answer, Felicia, I see your question. Who said we can't have preferences?
Yep. I saw that too.
It's the social media. Like, and again, you're looking at three people who don't subscribe to what social media says we should or should not do. But like enough of that,
which is why we're probably going to get canceled.
Yeah, it's good.
That's why we're probably going to get canceled.
Yeah, it's that constant conversation on social media that if a man says, I want my woman to be in good shape. I want her to, like dress like this or carry herself like this. Then he's considered, like a misogynist or a sexist, or like he's, demanding, or whatever the case may be. Like, where I would argue that if I'm like wanting certain things from you or for you, that it's with your best interest at heart. Like, because if I'm saying there's nothing wrong with plus size women, I'm saying, but statistically, physically speaking, there are like things that are associated with being overweight, being, like certain things. So if I'm looking for you, to like lose a few pounds, which I would also want you to tell me the same, it's with your physical well-being in mind. So like, if we have preference, if we have preferences, we're like, oh, we're body shaming, we're fat shaming, we're, like whatever the case may be. It's always something like that. And again, we always say it's not all. So if it doesn't apply, don't take offense. But like often, if I hold a conversation with a woman and I ask, well, like, what do you want in a man? more often than not, she's going to lead with physical attributes, and that's where this comes from. Whereas
Or
if
money,
if you ask a
money or
man
status,
for something tangible, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
ask
yeah,
a man, he's going to lead with probably peace. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's things that are emotional, things that help for relationship building, partnership, like that kind of thing. So, and again, it's not all. So if it don't apply, don't take offense. But we've seen it often enough to know it's these thought processes are out there.
Yep.
So I'm looking at Felicia's the next message she put up that says if we subscribe to social media, we would not make it.
Right.
I think people can have preferences and keep it to themselves so others aren't offended. The problem is the social media platforms have been created so that everybody can have this platform. And
Everybody
their
has a voice.
opinion matters, and so they just put it out there while they should be keeping certain things to themselves. Like I actually remember, I might be telling my age, but I remember there was a time when people didn't even share what party they voted for or would vote for. You know, when it comes to that whole political spectrum, like certain things were just kept because I could be next to my neighbor. And hey, we're having a great relationship as neighbors, as neighbors, not even like this whole close. No, we're just in the same community and we're neighbors, and that's just it. But when we start to share these other things and we feel like our opinion just needs to be heard, what we have to say is so important, and what we feel and all of this stuff. And as we have this platform now that we can sit behind a computer and just and shoot it out there. And it's like, did we talk about this last week where I feel like no, maybe we did, but we'll get to that maybe in another episode. I'm giving out stuff early. All right, here it is. Let's start going back. Let's bring it on back, right?
That's all right. I didn't want to interrupt them. That's why I stayed on mute.
I think that yes, there's a lot of people out there that need to keep things to themselves. Keep back in the day. Look at the teacher. Back in the day. Come on. I totally agree with Felicia. You're on point with that one. Keep it to yourselves. If you ain't got anything nice to say, keep it to yourselves. Just
My thing is this, right? Okay, so let's just say, for example, I as a man, let's say I don't like tall women. Let's just say I don't like tall women, right? I don't, 5'8" is like, that's my limit, right? What difference does it make? Like, if I say I'm not attracted to women who are taller than 5'8", then it sounds to me like if you're a woman over 5'8", I just did you a favor. I'm one less person you got to worry about, right? Just like if I'm 6'4", right? So if you were like, I don't want a man that's that tall, super tall, so much taller than me, then I would know off top. All right, bet. Then I know not to,
I think it's twofold. I think it's twofold. I think it's, again, social media gives you a platform, and then nobody asked you the question, but you want to then share this how you feel, and then now it turns into this bashing of, right? So I think it's twofold when it becomes now a bashing of any woman over 4'8" or whatever it is, right? And then on the other side, right, 4'8".
That's a little person.
Oh man,
yes, suck a dick standing up.
Right, but I took it to the extreme. But anyway, but on the other side, right, there's also these super sensitive ones out there that are now so just appalled, right? And again, on social media, they're so appalled, and now they've stirred up this this lynch mob of people that are offended. So I think it's twofold. If somebody asks you, your likes, or and you explain to them, yeah, nah, if it ain't light, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's the philosophy, right?
I think that's one thing. But then for the person to just be like, wake up in the morning and choose violence, like, if it ain't light, it ain't right. And if it ain't, and just to go on this whole bashing, thing just to get views and likes and comments and whatnot. I think that's where we get into this trouble. So
I think it's when you put your preferences on other people. I think that's where the problem is. Like,
and I'm trying to make you like believe that if it ain't light, it ain't right. Nah, stick to your guns. If you like, if you like dark, bring them two by two, just like Noah's Ark. Like, come on, like, listen,
2 by 2 like Noah's Ark.
I'm just
okay. All right. Sorry.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like
I feel you, bro.
It is twofold. It's both sides. Like, there's accountability. Somebody said it up in there, but accountability comes into play here as well. It's like, know your wants, know what you like, what you don't like, stick to your guns, you know what I'm saying? And don't jump on bandwagons.
Straight up.
With social media, we can't control other people. We can only control ourselves. In life, period. But I'm just saying,
in life,
even in social media, and some of these people just be trolling. So definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a constituency of people who know that they can get a reaction out of other people, so they'll, push that button just to get a reaction out of you. And again, like, social media just shows how like fragile-minded people are, because they will quickly find themselves engaged in
fragile-minded,
trolling conversations. But like it's
sounds like a mental health
issue. If I'm sure of myself, your thoughts and opinions, they don't matter in regards to these things. Now, I will say there is a space for conversation to be had around important things that, like, I may not be as well versed. So your opinion can change my mind, but not when it comes to like what I like. I'm not like, oh my God, I don't like vinaigrette dressings.
It's not when it's forced.
Yeah, you're not about to make me all of a sudden eat vinaigrette dressings because you say, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. No, if it doesn't agree with my taste buds, I'm not about to just keep eating it because you say I should. Like, people look at me strange when I say I don't drink coffee and I don't like cheesecake. Like, they don't appeal to my taste. So just because it's popular does not mean I'm going to have it just because you feel like I'm supposed to have it. That's weird energy. So I'm not about to fold because you say I should. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure of myself. However, like, if I am just like, oh, all these people are terrible, and you're trying to educate me on how not all of these people are terrible, like, then I can open my mind up to thinking a different way. And that's, pretty much why we're here on this podcast. Like, we can share opinions with each other, and one of two things are going to happen. I'm going to see it in a way I've never saw it before because they've enlightened me, or I'm going to, like, I see your opinion, I don't agree with it, but I can respect you because that's your opinion. Like, grow up.
Yep. Straight up. In the interest of time, we'll move on. But that's I agree 100% with y'all, man. 100%. All right. Again, in the interest of time, let's move on. Let's take a look at part 2 of the lost art of husbandry.
We're all over 6 feet.
Probably number one passage husbands should learn, memorize, have in their hearts as a daily mantra for themselves and their brides. From Ephesians 5:25, it says this: husbands, love your wives. It's a command. Love your wives. And then we're told how. Just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her, so husbands ought to love their own wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as the Lord does the church. Nevertheless, let each one of you in particular so love his own wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. The husband's chief responsibility is interesting to me because the husband is called to be the leader in the marriage. And the wife is to look at the husband and see him as the leader and as an authority in the home. But the his commands have nothing to do with leadership, and that's kind of strange. But when you realize that's because we won't have a hard time just telling people what to do. We have a hard time walking in love. This is what's needful for me, to walk in love. The moment my wife offends me, my tendency is to pull my love away from her and isolate her from that love that I have vowed to give to her. But God has told us to love our wives. This is my chief responsibility as a husband. Hers is submit and respect. Mine is agape love, self-sacrificial love. Our society thinks of love as a feeling. It's difficult not to think of love as a feeling because of how many love stories have you seen? But their version of love so often is off base because it's about the feelings of love. Now, let me try to be as clear as I can. Love is not feelings, though love has feelings. But the thing is, the heart goes there and gives you those feelings even when what you have is not a godly love. You can have those feelings for someone who's not your spouse. These feelings do not make a relationship legitimate, and the lack of these feelings do not make a relationship illegitimate. So if someone's like, well, we fell out of love. Well, God never told you to fall in love. He told you to walk in love.
Okay.
Works.
Lots of stuff there, man. Let's feedback. What y'all think?
Shots.
Let's we gonna need a shot for that one for sure. Sure.
Communion.
Right. What do I think? Communion, shots,
I particularly like that the love isn't a feeling, love has feelings part. But we can dive into that in a second. But what do y'all after you take the shot? What y'all think?
Yeah, I've often said love isn't a feeling, love is action. I mean, like I think that speaks to relationships, and it'll always be that way for me, like, because talk is lip service. But so somebody can tell you I love you, but if you're not showing me that, or if what I'm saying, if what you're saying doesn't line up with what you're doing, I don't believe that you love me. Like, and if we're looking at a godly love, love is patient, love is kind, love keeps no record of wrongdoing. Like, if we're looking at all the things that love are, that is from a godly perspective. And so I want to see that, what I'm saying, like love never fails is the part that sticks with me. And so even in the worst of circumstances, if I've ever said I love you, like, my love is going to supersede my feelings, because I can be mad at you. And it's one of my favorite little cartoon illustrations. And I wouldn't even, well, I'm sure I could Google it and find it, but it's like an older couple sitting on a park bench, and it's raining, and you can see the man is visibly mad at the woman, or like they're mad at each other, but he's like sitting away from her on the bench, but still holding the umbrella over her head to protect her from the rain. And that's my thoughts and feelings behind it. Like, I can be mad at you, but because I love you, I'm still going to protect you. I'm still going to look out for you. I'm still going to meet my obligations and my promises that I made to you, in vowing my love to you. Like, even, and again, I'm speaking from a non-marriage part because I ain't married, but if I vow commitment to you in relationship, I'm still going to show love to you regardless of how I feel. But I do understand him in his point where he said, at times I would get mad and take away my love, take away the things that I do because of how I felt. So that was a point for me. I'm petty. Shout out to God in therapy that I've worked past that part, so I don't respond in petty ways anymore. But I can understand that. But we're supposed to, love for a person should make us still work for them, even when our feelings don't feel like working. Hell, I don't feel like getting up and going to my job every day, but I know if I don't go do my job, then I'm not going to get paid. If I don't get paid, that's going to affect something else. we're working in relationships the same way. Everything you do affects another aspect of your relationship. So that day that you don't feel like loving on your partner is a day that your partner doesn't feel loved. When your partner doesn't feel loved, you know what I'm saying, like the blinders start to come off, and they're more susceptible to outside presences of people. Like, we got to do our jobs to love on our people. My diatribe is over. I just, whoo, yeah, no, he was spitting.
Yeah, we knew it was gonna happen.
Shout out.
We knew it was gonna happen. It was only a matter of time.
All right, so while you take your shots, and again, what we do on this is pull cards from self reflection, and we're actually almost done. Well, not by we, I mean me. Almost done with the self reflection deck, but I came across two, and I feel like these are pertinent to what we're talking about right now. How would I respond if I did something that made my partner angry, and how would you respond if your partner does something that annoys you? And so, that same thing, like, what's taking, even when you don't feel like it because your partner's made you angry, how are you going to deal with that? And how would you respond if your partner did that to you, if they annoyed you or made you angry? Fellas, y'all tell me, and then I'll go.
Ooh.
Well,
You
again,
want this one? Yeah, go ahead.
for me, it's about coming back to the table when we are both calm and ready, to communicate. And again, communication is the key. Without it, all things will fail. It is the art, right? So it's all about communication and coming back to the table when we are ready, both ready to calmly, talk everything out. If I make my wife upset, or if she makes me upset, we're not just gonna leave it hanging and then it lingers on, and then years down the later, it blows up on either one of, either side part. We're gonna, again, you got to come back to the table and talk about it when you're calm, when you have thought everything through, and come to a understanding and a resolution. So that's how we would handle that. We're not gonna wait months, weeks, years, down the line. If it takes a couple days, so be it. But we think about not just ourselves, but how because if we hold on to that, that affects how we operate around each other in front of our kids, in front of our children. And that's to us, that's a no-no. So we do our best to think things through and come back to the table, communicate, and get things hashed out. So
Yep. And do it ASAP. To answer the question is exactly what Rich just said. And my wife and I, we try our hardest to resolve whatever issue it is before the day is done. The Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your anger. You know what I mean? So, we take that to heart, right? So, basically, I interpret that to mean basically don't go to bed mad about a situation. And we know that's true. Like psychologically, if you go to bed upset, chances are when you wake up, you're gonna still be upset about that same thing. And then that's how the cycle continues and progresses. So if there's a thing, we talked about this last week, communication, open communication, honest communication is important. If she makes me mad, my job, my assignment is to let her know what she did that offended me, get her feedback on it, and agree to move forward in a way. And sometimes that way is I overreacted, and sometimes that way is we need to adjust the behavior or something like that on your end. You need to adjust something on your end. So communication is still the key. Like you said, communication is the key. If we're not talking to each other, if we don't know what each other is thinking, if we don't know what each other is feeling, chances are it's only a matter of time before that relationship fails. So, and that goes back to the point of circling it back to, the video. That's where love is an action verb, not a feeling of the moment, because feelings are fleeting. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah, they
can feel
change.
something. Yeah, you can feel something in the
It's a
morning and
roller
feel
coaster.
totally different about that same thing in the evening. And it's the same is true about people. You know, I don't always feel, the butterflies in my stomach. Honestly, I feel it often though because my wife is dope. But like I don't always feel that. Like there's sometimes when she annoys the hell out of me, and I know I annoy the hell out of her. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean I love her any less. I don't love her any less. We just had a miscommunication. We weren't on the same page that time. Like we were in the same chapter but not the same page. you know, and we don't know that unless we talk, unless we communicate, and we're 100% honest with how we're feeling about a situation. Like you cannot move forward unless you be agreed. That's in the Bible too. How can two move forward unless they be agreed? You know.
Another
So
thing,
again, going back to the video. My bad. Go ahead.
yeah.
Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead. I was finished.
I was gonna say, just going back to the video where um, and it talks about the man's assignment to love their wife as he loves himself and loves
That's
his
where I was
own
going,
body.
boy. That's where I was going. All
Yes,
right, go ahead,
sir.
go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, but that's the key to that, right? We all know we make mistakes. We know we all want, forgiveness when we mess up. We want grace, a level of grace extended to us when we make a mistake too. Well, we got to do the same thing for our wives, more so, or our girlfriends or whatever, future wives. Because honestly, if y'all dating and it ain't for the purpose of getting married, what are we doing?
You're an
What are we
undergrad.
doing?
Well,
Fair
Don't pay
enough.
me no mind. Don't pay me no mind.
Fair enough. No, that's real. Undergrad was a wild time. I wasn't dating for the purpose of marriage at that point. I was dating for the
where I
marriage.
was going to go with that, Trey, was that's so we are called to love our wives, as ourselves.
Yeah.
We even I pulled it up, so I'm gonna go ahead and read a little bit, right?
Preach.
So here it is: Husband, love your wives, even as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. So that last part, he that loveth his wife as himself, right? It's like, so men, we also have to do our part to make sure that we are loving on ourselves, because how can we then love our wives if we don't even love ourselves? So we definitely, again, shout out to what Kev always says. I'm not going to say it because I am multiple shots in, but I'm going to say, like, that's why it's so vitally important that we take the time not to just go, hardcore all the time. Like, it's got to be physical this, but we got to take care of, our mentals too. We got to take care of ourselves and make sure that we're loving on ourselves so that we can love our wives as we love, ourselves. That they're a part of us, right? It's that rib that was taken out. Like, that's why. So another thing I was thinking of, right, is that I would rather sacrifice myself, for my wife, because I know I can physically take on whatever, right? But I give my most, like, sacred and vulnerable parts of me, to my wife. So if I'm giving, and I don't want to call it the weakness, that's why I call it my most sacred and vulnerable parts, is I give that to my wife. So I want to make sure that I'm protecting that. That is the safe, you know what I'm saying? So the outside, I'm battling, every day. I'm battling everything. I can take on the physical, extremities, but I'm giving those things that I would put in a safe. I'm giving that, to my wife, the secrets and the vulnerability is going to my wife. So I'm going to protect that, right? And so that's even more of a reason. It's like you gotta, fellas, we gotta, husbands, we gotta love ourselves so that we can love on our wives even more. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if
I'll,
I'm
I'll
sincere, but I'm
no,
just
no, no. That's real, bro. No, like everything you said was like 1,000% legit. Just to add on to that, in that same chapter in book Ephesians 5, it harkens back to Genesis where it says, "Therefore shall a man leave his house and cleave unto his wife, and the two shall become one." So that's of course a call back to Genesis. And what I want to point out with that is when God took the rib out of Adam and created Eve, and Adam saw Eve, he didn't say, "Oh, that's a great creation." What he said was, "She is me. She's flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. That's me. That is me." That's what he said, right? And that's why you love your wife as you love yourself, because that's you. That is, you know, literally it's a part of you. And that's why, when you decide as a man to move forward with this woman for the rest of your life and spend the rest of your life, you shouldn't, with this woman, you shouldn't take that for granted. You know what I mean? We shouldn't, as men, we shouldn't take that for granted. That is a serious thing, right? The two of us have to become one. Of course, yeah, there has to be some vetting and stuff involved in that, blah blah blah. We'll get into that over the next couple weeks. But bottom line is, it starts with the heart condition first, right? And if you don't have the heart condition to, be willing to die daily to yourself, right? Because that's another thing that it said that, Christ, you're supposed to love your wife the way Christ loved the church and gave himself for the church. It means he was willing to die, put his life on the line for the church. Was the same way for your wife. To your point, LB, it's the same thing with your wife. You gotta be willing to die to yourself every day, and sometimes that means not doing things you want to do. Sometimes that means, you might want to sit and chill, but stuff needs to be done around the house, so you got to get that done. I mean, it could be various things. That's between, you and your wife specifically, but that's what our charge is when we get married, is to, you know, be willing to lay down our lives literally and metaphorically for our wives daily.
Which harkens back to the like our previous conversation, that how in the world do I know that that's a forever thing if you don't give me glimpses of that prior to the forever thing? You know what I'm
There it
saying?
is.
So,
There
like,
it is.
and the other part that's like sitting on me and like won't leave me the hell alone is like, if a woman is truly trusting you in a godly way to be the head of the household, then there should be a respect of your thoughts and opinions as a man. Like, because if I'm a God-led man, I'm not coming to you with anything for us that is not of God. So the way that we take care of our children is a God-led thing. The way that we, live in this household is a God-led thing. The way that we present ourselves in front of others is a God-led thing. Like, if you believe that I am the man that you say that I am, if I have shown you that I am the man that I say that I am, then why is my opinion less valuable, but you believe that like I'm a God-led man? Like that, the contradiction drives me up a wall. Like I'm good in some aspects, but then when I open my mouth to speak on things that we've got to be accountable for, now there's problems. Like, We just so like these questions, like how would I respond if I did something that made my partner angry? The first thing I'm gonna do is validate your feelings because you feel a way for a reason. And I would say a lot of conflict exists because we don't even acknowledge why our partner feels the way that they feel. Granted, there are some instances where the feelings are coming from nowhere, or I won't say nowhere because there's a reason for everything. So even if like insecurity is the reason for their feelings, it's valid because something made them feel insecure. So if we can get to the heart of the problem, then we can deal with the problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is validate how you feel. You are absolutely valid for feeling like this, and this. And I don't want to take that away from you. So if there's like legitimate reason for them to feel the way they feel, I'm gonna acknowledge it, and then we're gonna deal with it, and I'm gonna tell you, and then show you what's gonna be different about that. If your feelings are valid, but they're wrong, and sometimes they are, I'm like, let's get to the heart of it. Why did you think whatever? Okay, so you heard me say this, you saw me do this, and you're thinking this. Now let's have that conversation. So like, I'm gonna make my partner feel valid first, and then we can address the issue. How would I respond if my partner does something that annoys me? I want to feel comfortable enough. Again, if you trust me as a God-led man, I want to feel comfortable enough bringing my grievances to you to the exact same thing, not be invalidated when I say this is why I'm annoyed, why I'm upset, why I'm angry, and not even that. Like, you may not feel a way, but it's a problem that needs to be addressed. So when I bring it to you, don't invalidate me as a man, because men have feelings too, driving me up a wall. So I want my partner to respond with validation of what I'm bringing to them. Because again, if I'm a God-led man, I'm not coming to you with some mess. I'm coming to you with what God is showing me, not just my feelings, because it's facts over feelings. What has God shown me that's the best for the household? What has God shown me that's the best for my children? What has God shown me that's the best for us as a unit to move forward? Like, I'm not presenting anything to you without factual information, without research, without study, without logic, because that's my job, to lead with a strong, sound mind. So like, the invalidation of a man is, whoo!
Man, we could literally go in on this for another hour. We could literally go in on this for another hour. We got to cut it in the interest of time, but this is good stuff. Hopefully, not as much crap will happen next week, and we can, dig into this a little bit more. But we got to move on, man. This is definitely good stuff, and hopefully, you guys that are listening, in the comments, hopefully y'all are getting some good information from this, man. But we got to move on to some rapid fire, baby. Yeah, we back.
Okay.
Wait, what's up?
Nothing. This gonna be this gonna be backstage. Rapid fire.
This, man, listen, so y'all see, we are sowing the seeds already. We're sowing the seeds already.
You're going to pay for that content.
Let's go rapid fire, baby. What's up? What we got?
I'm about to put this behind a firewall. I'm trying to tell you something. All right. Ooh, yeah. Up to it, down to it, after dark. Let us know what y'all think about that. Give us a thumbs up if y'all think that'd be a good idea. Y'all, all right. Up to it, down to it, after dark.
Here we go.
All right. Okay, here we go. Moving along, rapid fire. We're gonna have 4 minutes on this one. So here we go. Pedicures. As a man, apparently this says, I'm sorry, but I don't condone men going to nail salons for pedicures. Get the F out of our spot.
She's fired.
And go find some man-ish to do. This should have been on Fair or Foul.
She's fired.
But whatever. We got 4 minutes.
Get her out of here.
Let's go.
But if I rip your sheets apart with my feet, you gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Hello.
I cut you in your sleep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting color on my toes. I just want to get rid of some dead skin. What?
Yeah, dead skin. Get some. Don't you want some soft feet up against you? Maybe not. Well, just, at least healthy.
See what I mean?
We're not taking care of our total body.
These feet up. But you know, at least healthy. At least healthy.
You see what I'm saying? Like we not even allowed to go get a nice little pedicure. That's how they feel.
We getting our feet done before St. Lucia.
It was some. Not all, right?
Yeah, we get my feet done before St. Lucia. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah. As you should. Hey, pedicures is man shit.
It is.
Okay. We gotta take men, fellas. We gotta take care of our feet. Okay. And for real.
Take care of your skin.
The manicure ain't too bad neither. The manicures ain't too bad neither. You know, get that good old clear coat, man. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to end up like Shaq and Deion Sanders, all right?
Don't end up like Shaq or Deion.
Yeah, please. We've seen Shaq's big toe, but get a facial too.
Yeah.
No.
And Deion lost his big toe. But yes, get you a facial. All homo. Moving on.
What we got?
All right. No child should have to reach out to their parents. My goodness, if there was ever an up to it, down to it, after dark topic, this is it. No child should have to reach out to their parents. No other context provided. Fellas, what y'all think?
Yes, they should. Yes, they should.
Yeah. So overall, yes, they should, because when they're younger, of course, we're pouring into them. We're grooming them, we're growing them up. But after a certain age, they're starting to develop their own, thinking, things of that nature, their likes and dislikes, I should say. So yes, I believe they definitely should. They should reach out to the parents, because I'll say that parents can reach out to their kids, and then the kids may be unresponsive. So yes, it's your responsibility. Like I can't know certain things if I'm always asking, and then if I ask a different way, the kids are still like, like, come on. Yes, at a certain age, it's definitely kids need to reach out to the parents.
And as a person who misses his parent every single day, you don't get that time back. So like you don't want to let the time pass and wish that you had reached out and wish that you had said more and done more and took more pictures and spent more time. Like you can't get that back. So like, but I mean, in general, like my general rule of thumb is if somebody crosses my mind, I'm going to reach out, because they're obviously on my, like, if they're on my mind, then they're in my heart. So I don't want to like let that moment pass, because then it quickly becomes a damn, I wish I had, and I can't now. So like, don't, like, stop.
And even if your parents aren't reaching out, right? You still, as a kid, should reach out, just go ahead. Say hi, say something, reach out. Starts because it's got to start somewhere.
This is a fact. You wouldn't be here without both of your parents. So, so yes, it is absolutely responsibility. I disagree with that. It is absolutely responsibility on both the parent and the child to foster the relationship. On both parents.
Well, it's a relationship, right?
On both parents, to make sure that we have a relationship with the kid. It's on both parents, and it's also on the kid.
We got a minute.
And also on the kid too.
30 seconds left.
We out.
What else
we out,
we got?
yo. We out here. We out here.
That's
man.
it?
That's it. We ain't doing nothing else. We ain't doing nothing else, because we're gonna run out of time. Final thoughts, man.
You
Cam,
sure?
What you thoughts, man? What you got? Talk to me.
All right. So again, we talking pedicures, we talking manicures, we talking facials. So again, shout out to Garner's Garden, ton of natural products. Make sure, men, that you're taking care of your hands, skin, feet, all of that, your hair, your bodies, yourselves. I love you all. We appreciate you all. As always, hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Pull up on us on Friday nights, man. We're having a good time, and season 2 is almost done. So catch us for the finales. Yeah,
we in there like swimwear. Listen, Stay fine like wine, get better with time, keep growing, love on each other, man. We love y'all. We about to get up out of here, but make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, like Kev said, and we gonna continue to have some more fun. But we love y'all and we thank y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. You guys are freaking awesome, man. We really appreciate y'all hanging out with us for tonight. Check us out. Up to it, down to it. After dark is probably going to be a thing pretty soon because we got a lot more stuff to get into. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. There'll be more next week. We're getting into part 3 of 5. And then we got 4 and then 5. And then actually the season's over. After that, we're going to take a little bit of a break, a well-needed break. But that being said, man, again, thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all so much. Y'all are the best part of everything that we do here at Up to It, Down to It. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Check us out again next Friday. And, yeah, man. Get your glasses ready, get your cups ready, all that good stuff, man. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe out here. We'll catch y'all next time.
I've been drinking.
Bye-bye.